In January of this year, it was announced that Ryan Garcia would face Isaac Cruz in New York City this May. The news sparked excitement among boxing fans, as a clash between the relentless pressure fighter Cruz and the lightning-fast counterpuncher Garcia promised fireworks. However, in a surprising turn of events, it was later confirmed that Garcia would not be fighting Cruz after all. Instead, the Flash is now set to take on Rolando Romero in what could be an even more entertaining and heated showdown. Garcia has always been a polarizing figure in boxing. His flashy social media presence, unpredictable behavior, and frequent headlines outside the ring often lead critics to question his dedication to the sport. Many argue that his antics, whether it's Twitter rants, bizarre interviews, or back-and-forth call-outs, make him seem unfocused. But if there's one thing we can be sure of, it's that Garcia understands the power of entertainment. Love him or hate him, he's mastered the art of keeping people talking. And when it comes to his training, there's no doubt that he takes the sport seriously. His rigorous preparation speaks for itself. Before diving into Garcia's training regimen for his upcoming bout, it's important to understand how this fight against Romero came to be. Unlike many matchups that are simply the result of promotional deals and rankings, Garcia and Romero have a backstory that adds another layer of intrigue to their clash. Their history dates back to their early days as rising prospects. Long before they became household names, Garcia and Romero sparred, testing each other's skills in training sessions that hinted at their potential. This 2016 sparring footage shows the two young boxers exchanging blows as they sharpen their craft, years before they would become headliners in the sport. As time passed, both fighters carved their own paths toward championship opportunities. Given their shared history, a showdown between the two always seemed inevitable. Their rivalry took another turn when Garcia appeared on the PBD podcast and made it clear that he isn't too fond of Romero. He accused Rolly of using the past sparring sessions as a way to attach himself to Garcia's name, arguing that Romero's relevance largely stems from their history together. According to the King, Romero constantly brings up their sparring days in an attempt to boost his own profile, which Garcia finds laughable.
I don't even like saying his name. I'm gonna call him Rolly Oli, Poly Schmoly. You know what I mean? I don't like saying his name because he's been using my name to build himself up since we were sparring back in 2016. You understand this man is famous for sparring me?
And if there were any doubts about Garcia's willingness to step in the ring with Romero, he erased them with one blunt statement. He's more than ready to throw down. He didn't hold back either, referring to Romero as a weirdo while dismissing any notion that Rolly belongs in the same conversation as him.
We're gonna fight because I'm ready to beat his ass at this point. Let me just go get rid of this weirdo. Right? Look at this weirdo.
While Ryan Garcia may dismiss Rolly Romero's trash talk as desperate attempts for attention, it's important to note that Rolly isn't new to this game. In fact, some would argue that he was the one who ignited this rivalry in the first place. A video from 5 years ago captures Romero unleashing a verbal assault on Garcia, accusing him of being disrespectful while throwing out every insult in the book to bait him into a fight. Rolly wasn't just calling for a matchup, he was demanding it, making it clear that he wanted Garcia in the ring. According to Romero, the sparring sessions between him and Garcia weren't just routine training. They were full-on wars. He has repeatedly claimed that their past encounters were more like real fights, and in his eyes, he had the upper hand over Ryan. Whether that's the truth or just Rolly hyping himself up is up for debate, but he has never backed down from his version of events. However, Rolly's stance on Garcia hasn't always been so hostile. If we rewind the clock 3 years, we find a very different version of Romero. In a past interview, he actually praised Garcia's skill set, going as far as to say that the King has the power to knock out anyone he wants. It was an unexpected moment of respect from a fighter who rarely gives credit to others.
He knocked out 32 wins in a row.
It doesn't matter who Ryan
Emmanuel
Garcia
to go.
Ryan Garcia is going to knock out whoever the hell he fights.
He's talented.
But in true Rolly fashion, that respect didn't last long. Just seconds later, he made a sharp U-turn and began mocking Garcia's struggles with depression. This sudden shift left many questioning whether his initial compliment was genuine or just a setup for another jab at Ryan's personal life.
The person he can't beat is depression. That's the only one.
And if there was any lingering doubt about how Rolly truly feels about Garcia, his most recent claims erase any ambiguity. Following the official fight announcement, Romero doubled down on his usual antics, stating that during their last face-to-face confrontation, Garcia actually started crying. Even the interviewer listening to this wild claim seemed skeptical, but Rolly, as always, stuck to his story. At the end of the day, all the drama, mind games, and verbal warfare have only served one purpose: fueling Ryan Garcia's motivation. And judging by his intense training sessions, he's preparing for decapitation. In one clip, the Flash is seen unleashing an array of devastating punches on the heavy bag, showcasing his elite hand speed and the sheer force behind his signature left hook. But before he even gets to that, the opening seconds of the video offer a glimpse of his terrifying right-hand power. Each punch lands with a thunderous impact, producing a chilling sound that echoes through the gym, enough to make anyone in his weight class think twice. However, pure knockout power isn't what makes Garcia so dangerous. It's his speed and precision. His punches don't just come in isolated bursts. They flow in rapid-fire combinations that overwhelm opponents before they can react. Throwing fast punches isn't just about single strike velocity. It's also about how quickly a fighter can string together combinations, and that's where Garcia truly shines. He has the uncanny ability to fire off a blistering 2 to 5 punch sequence in less than a second, making it nearly impossible for his opponents to anticipate or defend against.
Go! Slow down. Let's go! Slow down. Let's go!
One of Garcia's deadliest weapons has always been his left hook. And in another training clip, he's seen refining it with pinpoint accuracy. This time, his focus is clear. He's sharpening his ability to target Rolly Romero's liver with a brutal hook to the torso. If history has taught us anything, it's that Garcia is a master at body work. Just ask Luke Campbell, who learned the hard way that Ryan's body shots don't just hurt, they shut you down. But Garcia isn't just relying on offense. He's also working on his defensive sharpness. In another clip, he's seen drilling counterpunching techniques with intense focus, refining the art of slipping, rolling, and firing back with lightning-fast responses. Beyond his power punches and counters, Garcia understands that movement is key to setting traps and avoiding damage. That's why shadowboxing remains a crucial part of his training regimen. This exercise sharpens his reflexes, allowing him to seamlessly blend head movement with footwork to create openings. To further enhance his speed and reaction time, Garcia frequently trains with a reflex bag. The way he manipulates it with rapid-fire strikes is mesmerizing, highlighting just how fast and fluid he really is. But speed alone isn't enough. In a sport where fractions of a second determine outcomes, Garcia knows that every punch he throws must carry fight-ending power. That's why he's taking his strength and conditioning work seriously, focusing on building the explosiveness needed to complement his speed. Whether it's core workouts to reinforce his devastating hooks or leg drills to generate power from the ground up, Garcia is leaving no stone unturned in his preparation. Of course, training drills are one thing, executing under pressure is another. That's why Ryan doesn't just perfect his techniques in isolated drills. He tests them in sparring against live opponents. In one notable clip, he's seen sharpening his skills in the ring, absorbing every lesson and applying his newfound weapons in real time. And who's watching closely from ringside? None other than Canelo Alvarez, observing with great concentration, knowing full well that Ryan Garcia has all the tools to be a problem for anyone at 140 pounds. With the way Ryan Garcia is training, one thing is clear. The judges likely won't be needed when he steps into the ring against Romero. Whether it's a surgical left hook to the liver or a highlight reel knockout upstairs, Garcia isn't looking to coast to victory. He's looking to close the show before the final bell. And what about you, fight fans? What's your opinion on Ryan Garcia's training routine? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this.